6:30 on a dot, buddy. You know, 6:30 on the dot. We hope we get some. People out there watching today.
Lonely night.
All right. Well, Donnie, welcome to another episode of the Bar Podcast, otherwise known as the Mental Health Hour.
Happy to be here.
Welcome to Indie Coffee Roasters.
Awesome.
It's a pretty cool place, isn't it?
It really is. It's a beautiful building.
Yeah.
Honestly.
The vibe's pretty cool. It's a coffee house.
Coffee house vibes.
Coffee house. This is the second coffee house I've been to today.
That seems like a lot. If I'm being honest.
It's kind of a lot, but I don't know, man. I had to get the windows tinted on our new car. We had
and
to turn
that
it.
requires a coffee house?
Well, I went to. I suppose I can plug them. I wish they'd support us. Graham Rahal Racing and protect and
I have
paint
done
protection.
some work with some folks that Graham Rahal supports.
Yeah.
In the past, last year, I worked with a group of folks that does some car things. And
have you been to their new building?
No,
dude, their new building's hype.
Yeah, I can't wait.
It's like if you like motorcycles, high performance sports cars, muscle cars, Vespas. Yeah. Steakhouses, I think they do coffee houses,
coffee and cars thing over there.
Man, dude, I told Austin today. I was like, I don't think there's any problem with money in racing.
No, I don't think so either. I've seen a Porsche has.
They gave me, it's a pretty fair deal, $175 to get two windows. Well, four technically, but two side windows and then two little itty bitty windows. Well, so, anyways, they got a coffee shop over there, Rivet. I hung out there for a little bit, worked and did my thing, but. We appreciate Indie Coffee Roasters, so for those listening tonight, we love to give them a little bit of plug because they sponsor us and allow us to come in here and host the Mental Health Hour for dudes like us. So they have 3 locations. We're actually hanging out at the location in downtown Carmel, right off Main Street. So
we can literally see
Main Street. You can see Main Street. Yeah, well, did I say 3 again? God dang it. I just talked to Cece about that, too.
So now you have to pay for your coffee.
Diane, don't kill me, okay? But thank you, Diane. 4 locations here in central Indiana. One right here on Main Street, downtown Carmel. One on North End, which is off. It's kind of like Smoky Row, North End. One on the Purdue campus, and one in and one in Noblesville. I should ask when they're going to Bloomington, right? I mean, come on, let's go Hoosiers.
Go Hoosiers. That's 100% true. I bet it smells different in West Lafayette.
Right, man. No doubt. No, watch this transition, man. Hey, Austin, why don't you tell everybody about our resource? Bye, Cece. Thank you much. Yeah, have a good night. Tell everybody about our resources, Austin.
Yeah, so here at Building a Refuge, we have a lot of resources for any men struggling, don't know where to go, don't know what to do. The first resource we have is the Veterans Hotline. You can text 838-255, and someone will be there to help you with that. National Suicide Hotline, you can text 988 or call. Somebody will be in contact with you to help you through that. And then we also have one we work with. You can text the word refuge to 494949 and have an anonymous conversation just with someone about what you're going through. If you like you can't talk to your spouse, your brother or anybody.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. It's legit. It works. It's actually hosted by a company out of Fort Wayne called Remedy Live. Yeah. And we've been doing some work with them. Really, Clinton Foppel, who is the founder of Remedy Live, just a fantastic guy, but they kind of helped us out getting Building a Refuge going, and then they kind of let us use that. And he still lets us use it today, and it is anonymous. So
I mean, that's important, I think, especially with men's mental health. Well, mental health in general. I mean, we say we're here talking about men's mental health, but mental health is an issue, period.
Totally.
So to have a person who's like, no dog in the fight.
That's right.
Somebody you can sit down and talk to and kind of just let them know what you're going through. And a lot of times it's nice to hear someone else's perspective. Yeah. That doesn't have a preconceived notion of where you're coming from or where you're going or what you've been through, and you just get to kind of lay it all out for someone. I think that's very cool.
Well, and we've kind of done this, and I appreciate Austin, man. He's my son, so if those of you that are listening out there, definitely go check out Austin's podcast. You can find it at buildingarefuge.org, or you can find it here on our YouTube channel, all the streaming services, Spotify, Amazon, Apple, blah, blah, blah. But great story. But I'm grateful as a dad because he helps us out as a producer. And I've gotten some kick-ass feedback. See how I can't get through even 10 minutes without dropping an F-bomb or something.
We're going to see what happens.
Yeah.
But there's no promises on this.
But no, we got some really cool feedback from one we just did, man. Everybody was like, man, we love Austin on there. So, Austin, shout out to you, buddy.
Yeah.
Huh?
Austin's great.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy helping out with it. All of it comes easy to me. It's pushing buttons and talking into a microphone.
Yeah, it's cool though, man. So, but I like having him talk about the resources, and we've got some pretty cool stuff that we're gonna announce here in 2026 coming up for us, and building a refuge and some cool partnerships that we got. But yeah, man, we'll just kind of jump in, dude. So Donnie Lines, thanks for coming on. We appreciate you. This is very meaningful. We kind of just tiptoed in a little bit around, mental health. This podcast really, or this kind of outreach is really just kind of to share stories. I mean, we've been good friends for a while, and I've met you through some of the connections, as a matter of fact, at building a refuge. But why don't we talk a little bit? So are you an Indiana guy?
I am.
Born and raised here in Indiana?
Born and raised. I've lived on, I think, every side of town. So if anybody said what side of town you're on, like I've lived north,
so
south,
you're true blue Hoosier.
I am a true blue Hoosier.
Right
go
on.
Hoosiers.
Let's go. Go
undefeated, baby.
I mean, come on, right?
Yes, sir.
That's a hell of a season so far.
Man.
I hope they run the table, dude.
Man.
How badass would that be?
They have a couple tests coming up, but I think they have.
You think Bloomington could handle it?
I think they were ready for it, baby. We're going to find out. Yeah, let's find out. I actually got tickets to the Oak and Bucket game down in Purdue, so hopefully I get to watch them cap off an undefeated season and then go into the tournament.
I haven't pulled trigger yet. I haven't pulled the trigger yet on Big Ten tickets, but hopefully we can.
That day alone, I think that during the same day, Big Ten tournament with football, there's an IU basketball game at Cambridge.
Yeah.
The same day, man. What a day to be downtown
insane.
to be a Hoosier fan.
That's nuts, man. So where'd you go to high school?
I went to Southport High School.
Nah, I didn't know.
South side of Indiana.
Yeah, buddy.
Class of '92.
What's the Southport? What's the basketball?
The Cardinals.
Cardinals. Okay, I don't know why I had something else in my mind, but I think I went to Avon, and I'm trying to remember back in the '80s if we played Southport.
Probably not too
often. I probably don't think we did.
I
know we played Franklin.
Football was usually Ben Davis, and they were a powerhouse back
then. Yeah.
And we were also in that like Beech Grove, Franklin Central type area. Perry Meridian was basically our rival because they're right down the street. But
yeah, that's awesome.
We would just beat up on them most of the time for anything. So
I don't know. Ben Davis, man.
Davis,
they were kind of rough, dude.
Boy,
yeah, they would put it on us.
Yeah, in 1990.
And I think we only played
in '90. We made the semi-state tournament in football, and they just came in and like.
I don't even know in the '80s. I don't think we played Ben Davis. I know the big back then Brownsburg was really good. Like they won a state championship. I think it was '85 or '86. I'm pretty sure, but they had a strong year.
Here, I'll age myself real quick. I think it was actually just his birthday or something the other day. So Damon Bailey from IU, who's your guy, was with Bedford North Lawrence, and Southport basketball team 1990 made it to the Final Four. We played in the Hoosier Dome. It was the largest crowd to ever watch a high school basketball game.
You guys played them?
Yeah, and Damon Bailey, I think, scored like 30 points up to 38 points. Yeah. They only scored those like 35.
Isn't that crazy, man? Like I remember that, dude. I mean, I remember those high school I can't believe how many people would show up to and it kind of is a bummer, man. You know what I mean? Everybody says it, but basketball certainly has changed. Everything's changed in sports, but. Yeah. Like Indiana basketball back, I think when we kind of grew up, because I graduated in '88, you probably were 92, so you're right around that same time. But it was just different back then, man.
100%.
Yeah, that's cool. Married, kids?
Married, 3 boys.
Nice.
Two of my own. A stepson that's 21.
Okay.
21, 22, 26.
Yeah.
All college boys.
One of them, more than one play baseball? I know one does.
My 22-year-old plays baseball at IU South Bend. He's a pitcher.
He's
up there near Notre Dame. And
so who's he thinks going to win the World Series?
Oh, man, he's a Shohei Ohtani fan.
Oh, dude.
Unfortunately.
Austin, tell him what happened to us.
Yeah. But, man,
we had high hopes.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm a Cubs fan. I'm a
that's what Ozzy
Hoosier, so I'm a IU basketball, Notre Dame football, Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
But, so
I catch
a lot. At least we got to watch some.
Dude, I catch
Cubs
a lot.
baseball.
I catch a lot of shit. Even Austin gave me some shit, man. We went up to see the Brewers play, right? And so the problem is, like I tell people, it's not the problem, but this is just me and where I'm at. In Wisconsin, when we were younger, we would always get because my neighbor had WGN, so we could always watch the Cubs play. So everybody was genuinely interested in what the Cubs did back then. But the Brewers and the Cubs were in the same division.
Yeah.
And so, but we would go to more Brewers games. So on bus trips or whatever, blah, 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 we would go to County Stadium, go to Brewers games. So it's like, it's hard because now when they're in the same division and like what we ran into just this year with them playing in the the NLCS, right? NLCS, yeah. No, NLDS, yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, it was just hard because it's like, I told Austin even, I said, I wouldn't have been unhappy if the Cubs won, or it just, I don't know, man, just kind of bummer. But that's when we were talking. I was like, dude, you want to go to the game? I was like, let's go to game 1. He's like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, might as well.
But I think we actually did see probably the best game that the Brewers had against the Dodgers because, dude, they just throttled them.
Yeah.
Put 4, like the Brewers were like the number 1 scoring team, I think, this year in baseball. They put 4 runs on them in 4 games.
That's the way it goes. That's being a baseball fan and a team, and then they shit the bed. So.
Oh, my God. But it was fun, wasn't it, Austin?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a Cubs game. But yeah, it was a good.
That's what I was getting ready to say. We went into and I didn't want to buy like a lot of gear or anything, but what I wanted the Brewers hat with like the NLCS badge, but they didn't have them. So Austin ended up finding me, like a postseason hat, anyways. And I was like, "Hey, man, you want anything?" He's like, "No."
Yeah,
I'm good. But he is like, and he made
I
a good.
said, no, like.
I mean, I'll root.
No,
like if I'm going to
I'm
away
a Cubs
game.
fan.
Yeah,
yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
I made. At the impressionable age of my life, and I played baseball through high school and all that, and I just fell in love with the Cubs because it was back when they had Sammy Sosa, like Mark DeRosa, Derek Lee, Alfonso Soriano, Moises Alou. Like, it was just, I just loved the Cubs. And his sister, my aunt, lived in Chicago at the time, so we'd go visit her on our way up to Wisconsin and things, go to a Cubs game, and I just fell in love with them.
Yeah, man. Like, and the reason is the company I was working for at the time, they had season tickets, and so every summer I would either get 1 or 2 games, and they were great seats, man. Parking pass, great seats. Like one of the funnest games we went to one time is actually when we were leaving the game, and Cassidy had to go. Our daughter had to go to the bathroom. She was only probably maybe 7. And we're out in left field, and I was like, "Fuck it, let's go to the fire department. I'm sure they'll let her go." So we go in there, and they're like, "Yeah, come on in, man." And Austin's up on the fire truck, and Cassidy's out there. Like, I was like, "Man, that's just the most coolest thing for kids to be able to experience."
Bucket list wise, as far as people, if you can make it to a Cubs baseball game, or a Notre Dame football game,
throw the Green Bay Packers in there too. Go to Lambeau.
I mean, let's not get silly.
That's awesome, man. We could sit here and talk about sports all night, Donnie. I mean, we seriously could, because I know you got your Pacer hat on tonight. Pacers are
ready, baby.
Hosting the Thunder.
Let's run it back.
Pretty cool. I know. Like, we could sit here and talk about sports, I think, for an hour and then talk about mental health. But anyways, not that we'll spend the whole hour on that, but you also are the owner of EPS Security.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me a little bit about, or at least the audience, how'd you get into that, or how did you get that kind of up and running?
So since the time I started at 19, like basically what they called bouncing, being a bouncer in bars. I was always kind of a bigger guy.
Yeah.
So at 19 years old,
you're still pretty girthy.
Yeah, I mean, I have my moments.
I mean, you've dropped weight. I've known you for a little while.
100 pounds in the last year, but so at 19, started working some of the bars around town. There's a bar downtown called the Original Sports Bar that was inside of Union Station.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
They had a bar. So at 19,
it might be where Sherry and I first
got memories. So just started working then. But in the meantime, I'd always had a full-time job. So it was always my part-time, like fill in extra money type thing.
Okay.
And I did that throughout my entire career of working. I went into the airline business, worked for the airlines, worked for United and U.S. Airways all the way up until September 11th, 2001 happened. Kind of changed that whole, changed everything. But I always had a security job on the side, just side money. And then right before COVID hit, I was working part-time with Live Nation at Ruoff, at Old National Center, doing some different things. But I was also getting asked to do some more private events, some more like high-end clientele, working with some executive security firms. And through that process, just made really good connections with people. And then as late 2019 started to kind of come together, still working right before we got shut down. And I was like, hey, I think maybe I might have an idea for a business here. I keep getting called and asked to do these things. And then they continue to ask me, well, can you get one more guy? Well, can you get 2 more guys? Well, can you get 5 more guys?
I got a couple buddies,
And so as we started the process, I was like, man, I think I want to quit my job. And I was a bar, restaurant, and GM at the time. And it's scary, when you have a solid income of, and it paid me very well.
Were you married with kids at the time too?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So 2019. So yeah, we were all full on going, and I went from working 50, 60, 70 hours a week being a bar and restaurant GM to, and then still doing these other jobs on the side.
Yep.
To like, hey, I think I can get a little more stable. And my son was going into college, and he, got a scholarship or partial scholarship to go to play college baseball.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, you think you're going to make any games? And I'm like, fuck. They just hit you right in the heart.
Yeah.
I'm working so much, especially on the weekends and nights. Anybody that's in the bar or restaurant business knows that's your
nothing happens during the daytime. No. That's the thing.
So even in the business I'm in now, but at least doing what I do now, and we'll jump back on how it started. It allows me that freedom to kind of move around. But so I just got the idea together, started putting the puzzle pieces together, and then started calling a couple of guys that I'd worked with that I knew that were, solid guys, and started reaching out to some of the places that I had worked at before. And I was like, hey, I have this plan. And then right after, COVID kind of shut everything down and kind of put a damper on the plans.
It put a damper on us too, man.
But once everything opened back up, it allowed me to, reach out to these places. So I have a contract with the Bullseye Event Center, which is now
we've been there,
radio,
obviously.
So
it's
do
great, great
opportunity. VIP pregame for the Colts, every Colts home game 4 hours before the game. We go in 3 hours beforehand. So that's been a great deal over there. They really take care of us. We've done some very cool events with NBA. Any event they have there, they usually call if there's a need for security, they'll call us. The Indiana Brewery Guild that does all of the
that's coming up, the Winterfest. Yeah, Winterfest beer.
So we do all of the security for those guys. A few of the bars and restaurants around town. We work here at the Goat here in Carmel. It's all my guys that you're going to see if you're in Carmel on the weekend.
Miller Lite Party Deck at the Indianapolis 500.
Miller Lite Party Deck. So so that whole crew that runs the Indianapolis 500 Miller Lite area uses my guys during anything.
Oh,
so
let's not forget the Rock and Ride for Hope.
Rock and Ride for Hope. Hey, we're building a refuge. We'll send some guys out there.
Harley Davidson. It gets pretty rowdy out there, so
It has been crazy the last few years. But I've just been very fortunate to where I think through just kind of showing people who I was when I was working for another company, that they knew what they were getting if they were to call me with my own company. And I don't and I try to present that with anybody that I would put in place for me. So I can't be everywhere and be at every location and be at every event. But I trust my team enough, and I've put the guys in place to where they're going to, if I was there or wasn't, they're going to get the same service. They're going to treat them the same way. And we're just going to make sure that we're keeping people safe. And I own a company, and I tell everybody that when I tell them this, I own a customer service business first and foremost. We're there to make sure that your business is treating its clientele in the best way possible.
It's a great point, Donnie, because I think a lot of people think, just general in the public, I think, security, but, security's here.
Bouncers, tough guys.
Yeah, it's exactly right.
Don't get me wrong, I have some big kids and some tough guys, but we're not there to present that. And I think if you have a business where you need that, then just be honest, I'm not your guy.
Yeah, here's the thing. I can give you a prime example. We kind of, we're joking about it, whatever, but you guys have provided us with, support for the Rock and Ride for Hope, also for this past year at RibFest. But, there was a couple of times when, when your guys came up and like, hey, this person's got a question, but they knew who I was, right? Yeah. So they knew to come find me. And they were like, oh, thanks a lot. That's great. One was about parking, because where we had RibFest this year over at BFW, it was a little nutty with parking, but we pulled it off.
I think that's what's kind of helped propel what I do as a business, and other people reach out to me, because we're not just tough guys standing around and being intimidating.
But it is a peace of mind too, though. You know what I mean?
Because it's a presence. That there's somebody there, that somebody's paying attention. But we're also there to make sure that whoever walks through the front door of your business is there to have a good time, that enjoys themselves while they're there, and they make sure that they're taken care of and safe while they're there, all the way until the time they leave. We're going to welcome you in. We're going to tell you to have a good night and be safe getting home.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Well, I just appreciate, and just for our audience and how all this kind of wraps around building a refuge. I met you through Clark, and Clark Crosser's a big part of what we do with LDR Studios. And it just, man, this is what's cool about building a refuge, and this is kind of the foundation that we've always kind of sat on, and we're proud about it too. It's very organic.
Yeah.
So I don't go out and just try to solicit people like, oh, man, I need you to come on my podcast, or we need you to do this bit, whatever, right? We just don't do it that way. And a lot of times what happens is like Clark came to one of our meetings at Harley Davidson of Indianapolis. That's where we host meetings, our monthly meetings.
Chili
cook-off, yeah, chili cook-off coming up. I know my producers over there is probably throwing the slide up now. So coming up Saturday at noon anyways, if you want to get in the competition, come on out. It doesn't cost anything to be in the competition. It'd be a nice donation if you want to taste. I put $10. I mean, I figure anybody can pop up $10, right? But
as far as donations go, I always tell people like it's appreciated but not expected.
Yes, and that's exactly right. Yeah, that's what it is. So if you want to come out and have a bowl of chili, man, just come have a bowl of chili. I mean, I'm not going to. It's just not the way we roll. So, anyways, Clark came to our meeting, which is interesting because it was almost now 3 years ago, which is crazy to believe. Like, I feel like Clark and I have known each other for life. Yeah. But Clark lost his son by suicide as well, and so that's kind of how he came to us. And at the time, we were trying to figure out how to do a podcast, and like now, look at us. And it's because of Clark, man, and I'm just very grateful for him. Yeah. And so that friendship,
that dude just has a genuine
huge heart. Huge.
Shout out Clark, man. Like he truly is just a great dude.
Yeah, like, and so that's how I met you because we were hanging out studio or whatever. That's where I met you, and and then we needed help when it came to some of the events, because we did have, Rib Fest, we probably have 500, 600, 700 people that show up at that. Same thing with, Rock and Rides growing, you know what I mean? So, and it's nice to have a presence there. And so I appreciate you guys, man, for what you do. To kind of dovetail off, I guess, this a little bit, I'm sure, Donnie, as we kind of talk a little bit about the challenges that running a business and a family, and you mentioned this a minute ago when your son said, hey, are you going to be able to make some baseball games? And you're like, those are real life. It's real life deals, man.
Life be life and sometimes.
Yeah, man. Right? And that's the kind of shit that we talk about or we want to talk about here is because I'm hoping that somebody out there that's listening in, maybe that catches this, it catches them from a standpoint of like, damn, I'm going through the same shit right now.
Yeah.
I just started a business. I got 3 kids at home. My wife, is expecting me to be here. My kids expect me to be there. I'm trying to do this, trying to do that, hopefully making financial ends meet, you know what I mean? And, and then fuck on the way home tonight, I get a fucking speeding ticket.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what I mean? Like, it's real life stuff.
In the middle of everything that you think you're doing right, life has a funny way of just throwing a wrench in it and fucking it all up sometimes. You know what I mean? And it's sometimes, and I'm just going to be completely transparent, like a lot of times it's been on my own accord.
Yeah,
that's fair. I've put myself in position to where bad shit could happen, and guess what? Bad shit happened. So it's just learning as you go through those things, and then keeping in mind that, yes, I do have a business to run. Yes, I have people to look up to me. Yes, my children are, they financial support, all of those things. I'm very fortunate with my wife to have a job to where she's, does great, but that's not, I can't just count on that. I also have to, bring what I can to the table, but I also have to make sure that I'm being the person and being the man and being the husband and being the father that.
But that's an interesting question. So all right, so here's the interesting question about that. You just mentioned it's like being the man. Like what does that mean to you? Man, not for you personally, but like
in general.
But in the general world of what we're talking about, because that right, Austin. I mean, like that comes up a lot, right? Like being the man.
Yeah, it's just I think that we're born to say like these are the man's responsibilities. These are the things that you grew up and you're responsible for, and this is the way you should do things. And I agree with some of that stuff. I think that life should be a partnership with whoever you allow in your corner. And then I was on a podcast a couple weeks ago where we talked about like not everybody that's on your team is in your corner.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like
totally. Yeah.
Like I might have a lot of team members, but man, if it came down to it, like, are you in my corner?
Yeah.
Like if tomorrow I had to make one phone call and needed one person to answer the phone, who am I calling to do that?
That's right.
And that list is fucking small, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's sadly, I mean,
that's right.
Sometimes intentional. Like I intentionally put myself in a position to where we spoke earlier. I'm no longer going to allow my peace to be affected by people who don't contribute to my life.
I like that.
And I've gone way too long.
And it's not being selfish.
No,
I don't believe that. Yeah,
I've gone way too long with being immediately accessible.
Yeah,
it's like my phone goes off, or I feel like my watch twitch because I get a message, and if it's not an emergency, if it's not from my kids, if it's not work related where I have to get back to it, I'm just trying to teach myself that I'm allowing too many people to have access to me immediately.
Yeah.
and it's not good for my peace. It's not good for my spirit.
It's not good for your mental health, your mental wellness, dude.
So what it does is it pulls me in too many directions to where if I have something I need to focus on or worry about or find a remedy to, then I'm allowing too many other people to get into the mix.
Right.
And I've just made a choice over the last 6 months or so to just not allow that to happen anymore, because first of all, I'm a very empathetic person.
Yeah.
I'm a person who has in the past think that, this person needs help. I can help them. What can I do? But then I start looking back and I'm like, but what am I sacrificing from myself to give this other person my energy? And it's not that I'm doing it for something in return, but if it's not reciprocated or if it's not appreciated, then I can't I can't mess with that anymore.
Well, you're not. It's not helping you grow.
No, it's
you know what I mean. And so what happens is you end up focusing time on it, and maybe I don't want to say it's a waste of time, but you end up time commitment on it, and then kind of when you zoom out and you walk away from it and you're like, what did I gain? What did I learn from it?
And it's a stroke on your mental health to where, like, I have physically put my body in a position to where I feel better than I have in many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
But if your mental health isn't as strong, like your brain's a muscle too, and you have to be mentally healthy in order to continue to be physically healthy.
Yeah.
And you could be physically healthy all day long, but if your mental is messed up, man, then everything else is just going to fall apart. It might not fall apart tomorrow, but along the day, along the week, along the year, it's just going to continue to fall apart if you don't get it together.
Yeah. So and again, for the audience, I do this a lot on the show because again, we have the video side of this, right? That people can watch us, and I think it's really important. We've always that's why we do this. And then we also have the audio. So if somebody's listening to audio, I like to just kind of call out why we try to ask some of these questions. But so you talked about this just a minute ago about the importance of having like kind of your inner circle, right? Sure. So I got really two questions around that because I think when we're younger, because you and I are relatively the same age, right? You're a little younger, but you're not that much younger, so I can't say like you're younger than me. We're right there, and you're bigger than me, so I don't want to get my ass kicked.
Depends on the day,
right? So that's right. But I mean, I think when we're younger, man, like we tend to thrive on like having a lot of that group you think is really big, and then I think as you mature. And I think naturally when you go through life stuff, you mentioned this a minute ago, like that circle's pretty small.
Yeah. It's quality quantity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you're younger,
do you think you have a better vision of it today? Like, do you think now, like where you're at today?
I think that I know what I expect from other people more today.
Yeah.
I think that my expectation from other people that I have now is much different than it was even last year.
Yeah.
Especially when I was younger, because I wanted to be accepted so much.
Yeah.
That I allowed myself to be put in situations, not that someone drugged me into it, but I allowed myself to, I wouldn't say put, I allowed myself to stay in situations that I had no business being in because I thought that it was where I was supposed to be. And that's how I got the recognition. And that's where I got the, well, hey, this is that. But as I start to grow and even starting my own business and becoming more well-known around the city or in Carmel or downtown Indianapolis or if I go out somewhere and people know who I am, and that's cool. I mean, it's nice to not have to wait in lines places or to get a reservation last minute in some fancy place, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But that's just not what it's about, and that's what I've like kind of slowly like kind of recognized that all of the people I had around me, they were just like barnacle on a boat, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm still chugging along, you know what I mean? Like we're cruising down the ocean, but we're not going as fast as we could because they're just hanging on. So as soon as you start knocking those people off, and not that I don't care about them and not that I don't wish them well and not that I don't think that, you know, if our paths were to cross later in life that something might change. Yeah. But I have to knock that off because the direction I'm going is the direction I'm going. And if you're just dragging me down, I can't allow you to keep hanging on anymore.
I mean, and I think that's I think what I think, and I'm not a counselor, and so I maybe take this from a counselor, but like, I think that those are like forward steps.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I think those are forward steps. And
Healthy
again,
steps.
it's not right. Exactly. Yeah. I don't, it's not about being selfish, but it can come off that way. Right. Because, I think when you just go through life, challenges, like just, getting smacked, some people can't get past it. Yeah. Right? Like, I just read a recent article on this, man, that some people just, when they go through a life challenge, no matter what it is, whether it can be, losing a loved one, losing a pet, losing a job, being divorced, losing a child, these are big events in people's lives, right? Some people just can't get away they can't, and that's okay. I don't want to say like there's a right and a wrong. I pray and I hope for those people, man. Like, one day they'll rise from the ashes, as people say, right? Or as people have mentioned. I don't know. I don't know how. When me and Austin, I lost my brother, Austin's uncle. And we lost my stepsister too, man, dude. Like, just 3 or 4 years ago, 3 years ago. You know what I mean? And those are kind of like those losses in life when they're really shocking because they're like that. Yeah. And we've lost a lot of people. Like, one of the things that, and I'll ask you this question here after I share this, but Sherry and I and our family, we lost a lot of people in a really short period of time. Mm-hmm. Like, within a year, 12 months, I think, including her dad, and my brother and 4 of our friends, like in a year. Jeez. And that's a lot. Some due to natural causes, cancer, so on, and some due to, suicide and so on and so forth. But I always told people this, which was wild. Again, it's kind of going back to like zooming out, and you can kind of see life. I always told people I saw the ugliest part of death during that time frame, and I saw the most beautiful side of death. And what I mean by that is we found out my brother took his own life. I don't hope anybody or wish anybody to go through that. But then when we saw Sherry's dad pass away, like, we were all around him and we witnessed him take his last breath. And I always tell people, like, I could just see his soul leave his body. Yeah. And that was such a moving experience. Like, I can't hardly even explain it. And, but I say all that because, as we were kind of talking earlier, we're here to kind of talk about, just mental health. And for me, that was a big point in time in my life where I guess my eyes were opened really wide to being aware about where my mental state of mind was. Mm-hmm. So for you, in coming on and just talking with us, man, I mean, share or just talk, I guess, what your thoughts are, what you think, how you look at. I kind of tee it up, Donnie, as mental wellness. Sure. Because I think everybody's got a mental wellness barometer. Like, some days we wake up and it's up high. Some days we wake up and we got a lot of heavy shit going on and it's down here. And I try to explain to people, it doesn't matter. Like, everybody's got that same, that's the one thing.
Everybody has their shit.
Everybody's got the same barometer. Mm-hmm. That's the one thing that's not different anywhere. Yeah. I don't care who's walking around this world right now, you got one too. So if you're listening out there, you got one. Yeah. I don't care how happy or how sad you are, you have one.
That's true.
So, I
just think that personally, I've just through life, through a kid, and like, going through some of the things I went through as a kid, and, thinking that, that these are the things that are going to shape me into the adult I'm going to be, and, some of the trauma that I went through that I've shared in the past in other places or with other, therapists. It's tough, and especially as you get older and, as we talked about, what is it like to be a man? Well, I mean, there is a stigma around men in general of seeking help mentally. Like, it's just tough. Like, you want to put that front on of, I'm this tough guy and I can handle anything, and whatever happens to me, I'm going to make it through it, and I'm going to, and so we put that mask on and we fight through it and we get through it, and then we get home, and, there's been times where I'm home by myself, and I'm home a lot by myself, especially with the job I have now. I have a lot of alone time. Yeah, that shit is dangerous sometimes.
Yeah, man.
The mind is tricky, and I'll sit and just a random thought will pop in my head, man, and I'm like, and I just can't let it go, and then it just triggers another thought or triggers another memory, and then I get sad, and then I'm just depressed, and then I'm just like, hey, well, maybe I need to get up and, where can I go, or do I need to go to the gym? Because that's a big outlet for me, going to work out or sitting in the sauna or
so
any
check
of those
this
things.
out. I wanted to have a couple of notes with me tonight because sometimes I'm bad at that, but this is 2025 data. It says in 2025, data shows men's mental health remains a significant concern with high rates of stress, anxiety, and depression despite lower reported diagnosis compared to women.
Yeah.
And in a recent podcast we just had, I had my wife on and we were talking a lot about this. And it says key data points include that 40% rate of men never discussing their mental health.
Yeah.
So 40%, just to your point, in increased feelings of isolation, particularly among younger men, and much higher suicide rates, especially with men over 45. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting because one of the things that we shared before on some of the podcasts is the highest rate of successful suicide is between 45 and 55 years old.
Yeah.
The highest attempted rates are like teenagers,
Lower,
that younger rate, younger age groups anyways. And what's really staggering, the highest right now, the data shows like the highest, I should say growing, or what's kind of the most growing anyways, is like post 65-year-olds.
Crazy.
But think about it. You just said it. It's loneliness.
Yeah, you're and lonely, and then we have these screens, and there's immediate access to a lot of things, and then you just get depressed or sad about other things. And I've sat and with myself, and I watched a video, I think it was even yesterday, of this guy, and it was, I follow a bunch of mental health Instagram things, and it's this guy goes and meets a bunch of friends like at a restaurant,
right?
And they sit down, and the friend asks, "Hey man, how you doing?" And the guy goes, "Man, you know what, dude, like I'm struggling, I'm going through it, man. Like I've had like
I'm not
this
laughing,
stuff's
but
happening, and I just like I don't know how to deal with it, and I'm just having a hard time, and I just really, really could really use somebody right now to just talk to about it."
So
and then it kind of flips,
yeah,
and then the screen comes back, and it's like what he really says to him, and he was like, "I'm good." But that's like the
dude. So what's crazy is
that's the way it goes.
The top reasons for not talking among men, 29% is embarrassment.
Yeah, it's ego. Yeah, because we're supposed to be these tough guys, and we're not supposed to have empathy or sadness or like. There's days like the other day, my wife got home from work and she was like, "Are you doing okay?" And I was like, "Man, I just kind of been sad today."
Yeah,
that's okay though. Like that's okay to like. You're allowed to be sad.
Right.
Like I'm allowed to be sad.
Yeah.
Some shit makes me sad
I know,
sometimes.
man. Yeah.
And it might not be what makes somebody else sad.
Yeah.
But today some shit happened and I couldn't figure out mentally how to deal with it, and it made me sad for the day.
Yeah, man.
And I just wanted to
okay.
let somebody know that I was sad.
Yeah.
And my hopes was to possibly have a conversation, and thankfully I've tapped into, since May I've been going to see a therapist, so shout out to my therapist. She's been amazing, man. Like honestly, she's just been really cool, and I think it's very important.
Dude, it's wild though what you find out about yourself, right?
Yeah, but it's also important for anyone that goes to therapy. Like I've had 50 different therapists throughout my life. At 19 years old, I started going to therapy off and on, and then I was like, no, I'm better. I don't need therapy anymore, which is complete bullshit.
Yeah.
I think anyone would benefit from just sitting down and talking to somebody at any point in their life about anything. But I've gotten very fortunate to where, and I think it's very important that like, even if like through your insurance or however that works out, if you sit down and you're having a conversation with a therapist and it's not a fit for you, like you don't have to continue to see those people. You don't have to continue to see that person.
That's right.
But find
a life coach, man.
And it doesn't have to be someone that agrees with everything you say.
They're not.
It doesn't have to be, and they shouldn't.
No.
But if you're not comfortable sitting down, and you have to be honest, man, like you can't sit down and fake your bullshit. Like, why are you lying to somebody that knows nothing about you?
Yeah.
What benefit are you going to get by spending your money, your insurance money, or however you have your copay, to sit down and take the time? So you've taken the time to sit down from somebody, and you want to not tell them the truth? Like, it's bullshit.
No, man, let it out. I mean,
that's
what they're there for.
Be honest with yourself, and then go sit down and be honest with somebody else. Then the help is out there, and it is in therapy, and it is in talking to the people who are in your corner.
Yeah.
It's reaching out to people when you're having a bad day. Like it just even a text message, man. Like we got these things in our hands 90% of our day. Like you're not telling me like You looked at your phone. Give me a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Give me a thumbs down.
Right.
Can't talk now. Give me something. But if I'm reaching out and saying, hey, I'm going through it today.
Yeah.
Like there has to be somebody in your corner that you can reach out to.
Yeah.
And say those things to.
I mean, here's the thing. Like building a refuge is provided. It's provided, and I hope, listen, we do monthly meetings. We do a bunch of different events. We're building this community, and I just try to encourage people to come out to one of our events to hang out, because I guarantee you. So I'll just give you a prime example of how it works, right? I just met this guy randomly. He came to one of our meetings earlier this year that we had a Harley. Him and his daughter just popped in because he had a motorcycle, and he was kind of looking for another one. They had been over there at a soccer game. They just popped in, and we happened to have our meeting, right?
Yeah.
And Austin's met this guy, super nice dude. And now he's come to just about every one of our events. And so we have these garage shirts that we make, you know what I mean? And we've made do I have one for you?
Well, man, I feel like I need one.
I do. I'm going to get you one. I got you. We got you new.
We
just got these made. We just got these made tonight, man. So you're going, yeah. And they're comfort colors, so they're nice t-shirts. But anyways, he sent me this picture, man, and I'll read the text. I want to read it because it's like, this is what we strive to do, Donnie. And I mean, and you couldn't have said it best from a standpoint is just like reach out to people. You know what I mean? And so it says, hey, Brandon, because I dropped it off to me, says, I will wear this with honor. Thank you for personalizing the Building a Refuge garage shirt for me. I'm going to wear it tomorrow to work. And then he said, we'll try to come by on Saturday. Thanks for the invitation. Yeah. Appreciate you a lot, my brother. He said, I love the outpouring of kindness and generosity and the caring spirit.
Yeah.
And it's a shirt.
It's all, but also, man, like it's just that guy is probably coming from a position where, like I'm talking about, like he's randomly stopped in somewhere.
Yeah.
He's probably had these things he's wanted to just let out or to speak to somebody that would listen. Hasn't had the opportunity to do it.
Yeah,
and those things are out there, man. Like these
but
meetings,
there's no
and it's so laid
expectation.
back too. So these, and I've been to a bunch of them. So just to let anybody know that's listening or watching, like when they say, "Hey, we're at our monthly meeting," like it's not like we're going to sit around in a powwow circle and talk about our problems.
Hey, Austin,
it is just
tell me how you feel today.
Yeah. Hey, my name's Donnie. I have mental health issues. Like, and I'm not trying to be funny about that. I'm just saying that.
But we're not going to make you do
what's
that.
the most welcoming of these things is. You show up and you hang out. And if you get into a conversation with somebody and you open up to them, then great.
Right.
But if you don't,
that's great
then you
too.
come and you hang out.
Right.
But just know that you're going to be surrounded by a group of men and other people, women as well, that we're all just there, man, to just be there for one another.
That's right.
And be human beings for a short amount of time together.
Look,
because
man,
when it comes down to it, man, like regardless of background, orientation, ethnicity, like we all have so much more in common than we do that we don't have in common. Like, and if people would just kind of understand that, like, and it comes together with every issue that's going on, but especially mental health, like everybody has their shit.
That's right.
Everybody
and listen, man, I mean, it's just,
shit.
Go ahead, Austin. I think you're going to say something.
So one thing that I caught in there that was an important, I guess, key area for me was like where you said, like, if you want to come, you don't want to talk about anything, so be it. That's your own right. One thing I learned, and I'm still in early stages of my sobriety, but one thing I learned early on was listening to all of those stories of other people.
Yeah,
I learned a ton just from sitting there and listening, not saying a word. Austin, I'm an alcoholic, I'm going to pass.
Fly on the wall.
I said a lot. I said that a lot just because I was taking all of this in. For one, if you're new to any area of mental health or sharing, addiction, whatever it may be, it's a very uncomfortable spot to be in, to just be like, hey, share everything.
Being vulnerable sucks, bro. Yeah.
That is just something I wanted to bring to light, that just hearing and listening to other stories is such a big benefit that can help you, and then you'll feel more apt to share.
And just the amount of times you're going to hear, yeah, man, I've felt that way too, or yeah, man, I've had to deal with that. Let me tell you how I personally. It might not be the way it's best for you to get through this or deal with that, but let me explain how I help myself or how someone else helped me get through this situation.
That's right.
And that in itself is so helpful to some people, to just hear other people talk about what they've been through and what they've dealt with. And I could go on. We could have a 4-hour show about some of the bullshit I've gone through in my life. And, and you would think that it's a fictional story. I promise you, and it's not. And
here's the great. So here's the great thing, Donnie, about doing these.
Yeah.
Like we especially when we do these mental health hours, right? It's pretty high level, but. Listen, man, I would always encourage you and this is how we operate, right? We're never going to expect like, hey, Donnie, tell me about that one time.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like hey, Brandon, tell me about that one time, right? I mean, you know what I'm saying, though. But like, here's the thing. We always will cut out time to have guests come back on again because, our mission is one story at a time to create hope. And that's what it's always been. And the reason that we do that is because these mental health hours are really, like I said, more generalities, more for us to kind of hang out, give people an idea what we do, talk a lot about it. And thank you for giving that feedback. Like, hey, you've been to a lot of our events. You know what they're all about. They're super chill. Come out and just hang out. There's no expectations. Again, Saturday, if you want to come out to the chili cook-off and you want to come and have a bowl of chili, listen. And by the way, Austin, you could throw this up too, but Bell Bottom Cowboys is going to be there. Mm-hmm. Great band. Dakota King, he's been on our podcast.
Great singer.
Dude, this guy's got such a story. Like, have you even?
Yeah.
It's just humbling that we've been able to start to grow this thing. And I just told Austin and Dakota, the other day, man, like I'm so encouraged because, I want Building a Refuge to go on. Mm-hmm. I'm 55 years old, and at some point in time, I'm gonna sunset. You know what I mean, right?
Leave a legacy, yeah.
I mean, I still feel like I burn bright today, but I want it to go on, man. You know what I mean? Like I want it to go on, and these guys, man, they've been very open about wanting, I think, to carry it, and I don't care where it goes from a standpoint of naming or whatever. It will always be Building a Refuge, but it's the spirit.
Yeah.
One story at a time to create hope.
Yeah.
And so I would just tell you too, man, if you ever want to come back on and share something from a story perspective, and we're always welcome
and I appreciate
for that, dude.
Yeah, I think that even
I love you, brother.
I love you
like,
too,
listen,
brother.
man. I mean, this is why we do this shit.
I think that even coming on here, I don't get anxious about a lot of things, just in life, but I don't know what it is. Being in front of the camera stuff, I never get nervous about. Like I've been in a couple music videos that are on MTV. I got one coming out on August 31st for a band. I've filmed a couple movies, some TV TV shows. I've just never the anxiety, nervousness has never hit me.
Yeah.
But for some reason last night I just got really anxious about coming on, and I was all like, man, you know what? It's because again, it's like there's going to come a time where I feel like I need to be vulnerable, and it's scary.
Yeah.
And it's and then that imposter syndrome that I carry around. Because I'm never good enough. I'm never going to meet the expectations, not only of myself, but of everybody else that looks at me to well, you think you're this and that. And I don't think I'm anything. I'm trying to be something.
Yeah.
And I think through my actions, I'm trying to prove that I am something.
Yep.
And so if that is helpful to somebody along the way, or if I just always try, I just try to treat people well.
Yeah.
I truly do.
Dude, when it comes from the heart.
If you hear somebody, and I'm not trying to be an asshole about it or sound arrogant, but if somebody has something bad to say about me, then there's either a personal vendetta or I probably fucked something up along the way.
That's more like that's about anything. Yeah.
In my adult life over the last few, I just want to treat people well.
Yeah.
And if you treat people well, man, you'll be surprised at how different your life
goes.
Yeah. And how you enter a room differently, because there have been times where people wouldn't invite me places.
Well, let me give
people would not invite me because they knew what they were going to get.
Well, let me give you another example. I mean, us being able to sit here, and I know I plug Indie Coffee Roasters, and I really, when I say I'm so grateful for Diane and her family to allow us to come into their business after hours.
Yeah.
And we're here by ourselves.
Yeah.
Right? This is her business.
Lattes for everybody. Come down. No,
yeah, right.
Austin's going to make it. I don't know how to make that shit. But
Austin be like, I'm bringing stuff.
Latte.
So... But I say this because when I met Diane, and I met her through Clark. I mean, I used to come down here, but Clark had known her. I had to be vulnerable and say, hey, Diane, would you be open for us to come in and shoot a podcast?
Yeah.
I run a men's mental health support organization, and the reason we started it was because I experienced two family members lost by suicide, and I just want to do something. I don't feel like I have to. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like now I own this tag on me. Never have felt that way.
Sure.
But the way that I was raised, it's like I just want to do something about it.
Yeah.
You know, and my hope is that when people, I don't care if it's one person, Donnie, one person will hear this and be like, wow, that seems like a pretty interesting organization.
Yeah.
You know, I threw this out. One of my goals that I would love to do, and I've been praying about it. And listen, we always tell people this, like, for me personally anyways, and this is just Brandon, but you know, I know where I'm grounded, and I'm grounded in Christ.
Sure.
But Building a Refuge will never ever put that expectation on anybody, because I know the guy that I believe in, he waited around on me for 48 years.
Sure.
Okay. My guy's got more patience than anybody. So and he's got a lifeless, like endless patience. Anyways, but I say all that because last night, you know, I had put a post or a comment out on a guy's a website, Jesse. It's Eisler, I think that's his last name anyways. But anyways, he's a cyclist and stuff like that, and he had put a post out just kind of saying, hey man, I'm grateful about this, grateful about that, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, he's pretty well-known dude. He married the lady that I think invented the Spanx, and he was actually the guy that started, I think it's NetJets. You have to look him up. I think it's Eitzler. I can't remember his last name. Maybe my producer can look it up and tell me who it is. Jesse Eitzler, I think it is, Austin. But anyways, I just said, hey man, you know, I've always had this dream of riding my bike across the United States in support of men's mental health, but I need a sponsor.
Yeah.
And I've learned, dude, I don't give a shit. I'll ask anybody.
Yeah.
Like I said to you earlier, if Pat McAfee is listening,
right,
I would love to challenge you to a 30-yard field goal because I got a pretty good fucking foot.
Yeah.
Okay?
I mean, why not?
And you give money away. You give money away to college kids every weekend, which I think is amazing what you all do. Yeah. You and Herbie, I think what you guys do are kick ass. But give me a chance at kicking a 30-yard field goal, buddy.
For some refuge.
For some refuge.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But,
I'll hold it.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I'm not kicking
you can be the holder.
Yeah.
I won't kick you, man.
No.
Just don't pull Charlie Brown on my ass.
It's all good.
If you want to, that'd be fun too. But anyways, I just say all that, dude, because like
answer's always no and you don't ask.
Back to how we got on this, but I have had to learn to become very vulnerable, and what I have experienced by that, Donnie, is just doors open up.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, for anybody out there, if I could tell you something, you know, be vulnerable. I don't know what that was.
There's a ghost.
There could be. Hello. It is around Halloween, so you know.
That shit was kind of
yeah, I know, right? Yeah. But be vulnerable, man. You know what I mean? Like, challenge yourself to ask the question, or challenge yourself like, hey, man, this is what I'm going through. I will tell you this, man. You know this. If anybody is listening out there and you even have an inkling of challenging this to do it, randomly just tell somebody something.
Yeah.
And see where it goes.
Yeah. For me, like, I mean, it is about being vulnerable. It's I have an older friend group, not older in age-wise, but that have been friends for a while that, you know, that used to be those people who used to be like, you know, but I've always been that guy for them, which is kind of shitty sometimes to think about. Like, they know they could call me, they know they could text me, they know they can, hey man, I'm going through this, hey man, I'm having a rough time. But then when that shit flips and now I'm struggling and now I'm going through the business and now I'm needing an ear, and it's like, hey man, you remember like last year when you were going through all that bullshit and like you were texting me at 2:00 in the morning or calling me and I was reaching out and asking you're okay, and the next morning waking up like, hey man, are you all right? Like, you know, it'd be awesome is like if I could get a little bit of that. You know what I mean? And not that I don't have people around me that care about me, not that I don't have a decent quote unquote friend group now, and I have a couple that are pretty solid, but it's pretty eye opening to the fact of, you know, people do tend to reach out when they're going through it, and then it's on mute for a while if you're the one like kind of trying to reach back out to the, especially if you've been
you're
the
like
one
throwing softballs to me,
especially if you're the one that's been that guy, if you're the one that's been like they know I'm solid. They know, hey, man, you need help moving. Hey, man, you need help moving something somewhere. Hey, man, you need me to be somewhere at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday to help you do something.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that's right. So you keep throwing me this, man. So a 2025 study indicated a significant decline in men's mental health, with half feeling they cannot get sufficient support, and 1 in 2 men high risk of feeling through extreme isolation. Yeah. So I just think it's interesting about that support piece of it.
Sure.
Right? Because to your point, it's just saying, hey, how you doing? Yeah. Or, yeah, man, I'll help you move a couch.
Like you used the analogy of a softball. Like sometimes somebody asks me how I'm doing, and I'm like, not great. Yeah. Or I'm sad. And then they're like, okay.
Yeah.
That sucks.
But maybe.
All right, then
but you know, here's the thing, right? I mean, like,
why'd you ask? Yeah. I was just like kind of hoping that led into some type of why?
Exactly.
What is there anything I could do to like support that right now?
Yeah.
So you know what it is sometimes, man, and it's like this might be it. Might be sad, but like when you have the people who you count on the very most in your life, and you share something with them like that, and all you want them to do is turn around and either give you like something, like give you a nugget of hope or some type of, hey man, you're important to me, or just a hug.
Yeah.
Like
guys don't like hugging.
Like
though,
I mean, like it's not even has to be like. I mean, I get that, man. Like, and I
tell
my guy friends I love them, and I'll hug them, and I'm a hugger too. But
Austin knows this.
But the people who are the closest to you in life, the people who you kind of like, if you went home right now and Sherry was there, and you're sitting on the couch, and she walks in and she was like, "How you doing?" and you just said, "You know what? I'm not doing great."
Yeah.
Do you think she would like? What's your expectation after that?
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, and that's not their fault. It's not her fault.
No.
And it's not my wife's fault or my son's fault or whoever that is. But because maybe sometimes their day wasn't the best, and sometimes their day needed something on the back end that they're not sharing. But it's just, it sucks, man. As like I know I'm supposed to be this tough guy, but man, like sometimes I'm just like hey, you're just so you know, and I know, but it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Because it is. I've gotten through the very worst day I've ever had in my life every time.
Yeah.
Because I'm here to talk to you about it.
Yeah, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
totally.
The worst day I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah.
I made it through it.
Yeah, I know. So you're coming back on, man, because I want to like, I just think that those we're kind of giving a teaser to people, right? So I just think I think it's really admirable of you to like share that, because that's what we strived to like. I want someone to take that away tonight. Like my worst day.
Yeah.
I made it through it.
Yeah. I mean, how many times have people sat in the corner or sat at home just sad and in the dark and think, this is the fucking worst day of my entire life.
Oh, like yeah,
how there is no possible way I'm going to make it through this.
Man, I feel you,
and then
brother.
The sun comes up tomorrow. And then you get to get a new shot at it,
dude,
man.
Like,
it's a lot to wrap your head around.
And here's the thing.
And here's the so far.
And we talk about this all the time, right, Austin? Like, you know, it could be anything. Mm-hmm. So your worst day and my worst day are completely different.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make any one worse than the other.
No.
Like that's what we talk a lot about here too, is there's no pain scale.
Yeah.
Like there's nobody's life that says, oh well, wow, you really are worse off than me.
You know those guys that like to pull shit out of their pocket, like when you're telling a story and
like
getting real deep about something, and then you're like finished and you're like, oh yeah, by the way, let me tell you about my worst day in my life.
That's exactly
and I'm like,
right.
Man, like that's like we can talk about
just
that.
Had this conversation.
But at this point, like I was just like kind of wanting some comfort on like what I
It's the one upper.
Yeah.
It's the one upper.
And I'm not, just to be completely honest, and the people who know me, like I've been that guy before, and you know, I've been the guy to overspeak and overtalk, and like, and I'm working on it, and it's something that I'm very aware of, and I'm conscious of. Of trying to give people their space, and I apologize a lot. Well, hey man, I didn't mean to interrupt you because I'm bad at it.
Yeah.
But I've tried to not be that pocket grabber, because I want you to know that I'm listening to you, and I hear you, and if there's any way I can support what you're going through on my end, I'm willing to do that.
All right,
and
so
kind of that's just what you want in return.
So let me ask you this, because we can go over a little bit. I don't really care. Normally try to keep this right at an hour, but I don't mind too. How did you get through that day?
I don't know.
you
don't.
did.
Like I think that, man, I honestly, I don't, like, I just decided that, what's the worst that can happen if this is my worst day?
Yeah.
Like, I know that I'm mentally healthy enough to know that I'm not going to go down that dark road.
Yeah.
Have I ever thought about that?
Sure. Everybody has. Yeah. I've thought about it. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, yeah, everybody has.
Have I ever? Yes. I just don't think, and for me personally, that's, I don't think there's anything in my life that could bring me to that point, but I've been on the fucking
But dude,
edge, bro.
something's changed. I mean, here's the deal. I'll tell you this. Like, something's changed in you.
Yeah.
I mean, it has, dude. I mean, like, I know you and I are close enough that I know what you've been through, and something's changed in you, man.
Yeah. I think that it just has a lot to do
and
with,
I'll say good. Like, I don't. I mean, not just like
some,
but something's changed in you.
I think it's about protecting your peace and getting, like we talked earlier about, not continuing to allow the people in your life who just tend to just bring you down and aren't supportive. And I'm not saying you got to only be around people who fucking support you 24/7.
Right.
Somebody told me a long time ago, and I don't remember who it was, but like, you always, as a person, like, I think having a group of 5 is important. So you're the middle person of 5.
Mm-hmm.
If you have 2 people behind you that kind of look up to you and you're kind of their mentor and you're kind of like, hey man, this is a guy that I could look up to and he's teaching me these things. So you're that middle guy. Yeah. But then you're the middle, and these are the 2 that are that for you. Yeah. So you got 2 people in front of you like, hey man, that's a guy I could look up to. That's a mentor. That's somebody that can teach me some things. So if you have a circle of influence, or your sphere of influence that operates that way, then it's easier to kind of navigate life, because you have someone that can help. You have somebody you could look up to. You have somebody that kind of is showing you the right way. But then as you learn, you have a couple other people that, hey man, here's what I'm learning as I go. Yeah. And I'm willing to share that knowledge with you, because I could have all the knowledge in the world and die with it. And what does that do for anyone? Right. It's just like, even in my business, I'll get people who are in this business and come like, hey man, I was wondering what you charge for this. And I won't go into monetary stuff, but I'll say, hey man, I got you. I don't know what your overhead is. I know what I charge, but like, here's how I would handle this situation. And I'm not going to charge you for it. I'm not going to give you some consultation fee. If I have knowledge and I've learned something along the way, that means that somebody has taught me that. Right. And if I can't share that with somebody else, man, it doesn't do me any good. Yeah, right. And I think that, circling back to like the worst day I've had in my life, and when you think you've had the worst day of your life, hold my beer, because guess what? That shit's probably coming back around at some point. But I think the last time it was just knowing that I'm loved, knowing that I have a future, knowing that I have people that care about me, knowing that I am not the culmination of the mistakes that I make. Amen, brother. Yeah. Because I'm a fucking human being. Yep. And I'm going to make mistakes. And you know what you're telling me right there, dude? Like, that worst day is not your identity. Yeah. It's not your identity. Yeah. It was just what? Everybody's going to fucking stumble, and we're human. Yeah. We are 100% human, and I almost made it through the whole. I almost made it through the whole thing without that, and fuck, man, here we are. Yeah, it's all right, man. Yeah. I mean, but it's true, man. Listen, like we don't get gold stars when people get emotional, bro. I am not a culmination of the things that happened to me on my worst day. Yeah, and I just need to realize that myself more often. Well, here's the thing, man, and I hope you're okay, and if you're not, too bad. No, I hope you're okay. So from a spiritual perspective, one of the things that I've learned, Donnie, and this is one of the things that has really helped me, and I mentioned to you just a minute ago that's not your identity. Yeah. That's not your identity. Yeah. So I've sat with a lot of guys that have made choices in life that maybe were not the best choices at the moment, right? That's not their identity. And what I love to hear you say, which I love this about you, man, you said I was loved, I had support.
that this wasn't me in terms of who I am.
Yeah.
And I need to be aware of kind of my surroundings, right? But the two most important right here, I'm loved and I have support.
Yeah.
And you will always have that.
Yeah.
And that's what I hope Eric Robinson, who's the other co-founder of this, is really good at asking people. And I'll ask this to you because we are getting kind of close on time here. I'll ask this to you. Like if you could go talk to that guy, Donnie, right now on that worst day, what would you tell him from an encouragement perspective? Because Eric always phrases this, this way towards us. Sometimes we get to the end of podcasts. He's like, hey, what would you tell that guy that's sitting in his basement right now to get him to come out to a chili cook-off? Like, what would you tell that guy? Like,
that just like I said earlier, man, every single human being on the planet Earth has shit that they're having trouble dealing with.
Yep.
And they probably haven't told someone else.
Yeah.
And to know that there's space for people to come out and to just share what you may be going through is important. And it's an open invitation for anyone that, like Austin said earlier, man, it's not even about coming and putting your shit on a table. It's about coming and maybe just sharing, a meal, having some chili and listening to what other people say. And then maybe that might trigger your, damn, man, like that's what I'm going through. That's what I'm holding on to. That's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm nervous about. That's what I'm afraid to tell somebody else.
Yeah.
So I would just say that know that there is a support system out there. If you don't have it in your home setting, know that there's opportunities out there. The numbers that he gave out earlier, that you guys gave out earlier, which is great. There's people out there, man.
Yeah.
And I care about people.
Yeah.
And I know that you guys do too.
Yeah,
and
we
I
do,
think
man.
that's a big,
it's one of the
big thing for the group to come out.
One of the big reasons, man, I wanted to have, we've been trying to get we've just been trying to work schedules out to have you come on. Because again, Donnie, I mean, it's flipping that worst day on its lid.
Yeah.
And sharing it vulnerably with somebody in an audience, right? The world, because this is where it goes out to, flipping it on its lid to make it a hopeful situation for somebody, and also helping you understand to his point earlier, like that's not your identity.
Yeah, I know.
And at the end of the day, who fucking cares?
Yeah, in 51 years, I've had 100 worst days of my life.
Yeah.
But here we are talking about them.
Yeah, totally, man. I mean, everybody has had them from, little kids, shit. I know, and this is one thing that I've gotten much better at, and because of building a refuge, like I could sit here and, Austin could tell me some of his worst days of his life, and some of those include me.
Right.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm learning every day too. You know what I mean? And that's why I love him. Kid teaches me more every day about being courageous and being vulnerable and facing fear.
Yeah. And I think just as a parent too, not to cut you off, but my experience as a child and even as a teen and as an adult isn't the same experience my parents have had with me.
Right. It's fair.
So what I remember and what I went through and what my life was like through those years is a totally different experience than they had.
Yeah.
So if there was trauma or there was something that happened or there was things that came up, like my personal experience wasn't your personal experience.
Yeah.
So if we told a story about the same day at the same time in the same place in two separate rooms, your story is going to be different than his.
That's right.
And I think sometimes parents forget that. And I'm trying to learn that with my own kids. But I think
that's why I said it. Yeah.
If my parents were like, "Oh, you had a great child," and I did. My parents were amazing. My dad was a hard worker. They're two loving parents. They're awesome parents. But I had some shit, and my experience and the way that I see it and the way that I lived through it. Wasn't through the same pair of eyes. So my experience was different. And so I get to explain that differently because it was my experience.
Yeah. I get it, man. And I'm just grateful, man. I love you sharing. I will personally invite you back if you're open to it, to come back if you want to dive in. into a topic, right? Sure. I think because I think it would be a great story to share and a great story for people to hear. And I think, if you're ever open to coming back and sharing it specifically,
100%,
then we'll certainly do that. But I will say this, man, and my boy Josh, he came on. He was on a podcast. One of the coolest things I think that he said one day, or that day on the podcast anyways, is it's okay to be savage as fuck.
It's also
matter of
okay.
fact, there's going to be times in life when you need to be.
Yeah.
But then you have to also understand when to turn it off.
Yeah.
And to be vulnerable and open up.
It's a Jekyll and Hyde, man.
Dude, I just thought that was such a cool, because Josh, he'll tell you, he's a recovering alcoholic, and he's had multiple bad days, and he finally said, "I've had enough." And I think Josh is probably going on 5 years. Man, he's another crazy story, dude. I love this guy so much, man. Yeah. Like, his mom somehow heard about us. I don't know how. I can't remember exactly how. And she called him and said, "Hey, you should go check these guys out."
Yeah.
Now he's one of my just great friends. I mean, Austin knows him. He's, Josh, man. I mean, dude, he's a good dude, So, anyways, I just appreciate Josh for saying that, because it's the truth. As a man, there's a time and day when you need to be that guy. Mm-hmm. And to your point earlier, Donnie, which I think is great, there's a point when we need to take a step back, open up, be vulnerable, and share our feelings. So if you are having a bad day, it's okay to say you're having a bad day.
True story.
So, Austin, any closing comments from you, man, before we wrap up tonight?
Nothing from the booth.
Nothing from the booth? Come on, nothing from the booth. Hey, all right. So, couple of things, man, before we do wrap up. We talked a little bit about it earlier. This Saturday, October 25th, we have our annual chili cook-off. Harley-Davidson of Indianapolis. They also have their Harley-Ween going on, so they got some fun stuff going on. We have Bell Bottom Cowboys playing at 1 o'clock, so that'll be pretty cool. Dakota King and his band, super fun guys. We also have some NCAA football going on Saturday. I think there's a costume contest going on. We got some fun prizes that we're going to give out for chili. If you want to come and have a cup of chili, just come and have a cup or a bowl or whatever, man. We don't care. Come out, right? So, but if you want to compete in it, you can do that too. Yeah. Also want to plug November 16th is another one of our fundraising events. We're doing it at Topgolf. It's called Swing for Hope. So it's a scramble format, 3-man teams. Right now I think we have 12 teams that have verbally committed anyways. So it's $100 a person, but it covers all your food and drink, no alcohol. You can purchase that, though, if you want to. That wasn't intended. It's just when you open the bar up, the tab gets a little heavy. It gets a little heavy, right? But we'll have a great buffet. We'll have some resources there as well. We have some really good prizes that we're giving away. Some nice, foursome rounds of golf to some nice golf courses here in Central Indiana. Sure. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then we'll probably have something on the docket for December as well. But yeah, a lot of good stuff going on. And as Austin mentioned before, we have a lot of resources. So text the word 988. Oh, as a matter of fact, hold on before you jump out of here, dude. Austin, I don't know if you can get this on the camera. It's one of the new shirts that we just came out. We'll have these out at the chili cook-off this weekend. I got this one for you, Donnie. But we thought the design was pretty cool, man. It's got the 988 in the helmet, and you're not alone, right? That's the truth. So support men's mental health. So that one you get to go home with. It's a good comfort color shirt. Austin was telling me about these shirts, man. He's like, get comfort colors.
I like the match, but I don't know. I have to find some shoes. These black ones will work out.
Those black ones. You got some gray ones, man. You can match it up, man. I wore mine with my white ones tonight. So,
I need some.
But anyways, Donnie, thanks a lot for coming on, dude.
Yes,
we greatly appreciate. The whole team does. The audience appreciates tonight. So we have a huge audience out there. You never know what you might hear. So, but until next time, man. Appreciate you, and thank you everybody for listening. And you can find us on all the social media platforms. But if you do like this, subscribe to our YouTube channel, because the more we get, the more we can push out. So, till next time, my man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, brother.
Got it, man.
Peace.